What's up, guys? Jay Cutton from Fitness Culture. It's a beautiful morning. We're in Fitness Culture right now, and we're gonna be showing you an overview of the Functional Athlete Program, and then we're gonna be going through just a day of training, one of the leg days, all right? So, the Functional Athlete Program, it's more geared for people that are like myself, that used to be athletes and wanna still do some athletic movements throughout the week to stay more athletic. So, if you wanna be able to hop into a pickup game or go do any type of sport, you're ready to go, all right? So obviously all of our Fitness Culture programs, they're kind of geared toward gaining muscle as well. So typically this would be, if you are in a sport, would be more of like an off-season program if you are an athlete that's currently participating in a sport, all right? So the way that we've laid it out, it's a 6-day training split. 7th day is gonna be our rest day. We typically go upper, lower, and then it's a recovery day. So we'll work on core, arms, recovery cardio, upper, lower, and then we do an IWT, which is interval weight training. So functional athlete, the word functional, we throw in a couple Metcons, so like CrossFit style things, but we don't include the advanced movements in CrossFit that people typically get injured in. So like Olympic weightlifting for time, gymnastics, stuff like that. We don't add that, but think more things like kettlebell swings, burpees, tire flips, things like that. We do in some conditioning style circuits, all right? So as far as what it actually looks like day to day. So day one, it says linear, upper, and HIIT. So linear is just like the speed work we're gonna do, because 4 days a week we're gonna work some type of speed work in the athlete program. So we work in linear speed work, which means like straight ahead speed work. So think of like 10-yard get-offs, working on your 40-yard dash, stuff like that. Then we'll hit an upper lift, and then we'll do some HIIT cardio at the end, things like sled pushes and stuff like that. Nothing that's too intense, because we wanna be fresh for the next day. The next day is gonna be a lower body workout, where we focus on change of direction work, all right? So lateral speed work, pro agilities, things like that on these days. Then we're gonna hit a lower body lift that's more focused on strength and hypertrophy. And then on this day, it's typically a Metcon. So that's what we were just talking about. So a short Metcon that's usually something like burpees, kettlebell swings, things like that. Third day is more of a recovery day. So we focus on just doing big core circuits, hitting our arms, and then doing recovery cardio, all right? Like conversational pace, just trying to flush the legs out to get ready for the rest of the week. Fourth day of the week is gonna be focused on linear speed again, and then an upper body day as well, and then we'll hit again, and then the 5th day is gonna be change of direction and lower body again. We don't do any conditioning this day because the next day is our IWT, and that's our biggest conditioning day of the week. IWT stands for interval weight training. It's basically a giant 3-part workout where you come in, you'll warm up and get straight into these long duration interval work, where typically it would be something like, if we do some Olympic lifting, we do some power cleans straight into like a 2-minute row, all out, 3 rounds of that. Then part 2 would be something that's more of like an accessory lift or a power lift. So think of maybe we'd go straight into 15 deadlifts into a 400-meter run for 3 rounds. And then part 3, we just burn you out with some type of short Metcon at the end, all right? So that's kind of an overview of what it looks like in the Functional Athlete Program if you're interested in doing a program like this. Today, what we're gonna be doing is just the 5th day, all right? So we've already worked out this week. We're coming to the end of the week. We're gonna work some change of direction work and do a lower body day. So our lower body day, we'll start off with a little bit of Olympic lifting, then we'll do some speed work, and then we're gonna do some very high volume work at the end just to blow it up at the end of the workout today. So before we get going, every day, because we're doing the speed work, the linear speed work, stuff like that, we do a lot of plyometrics in this program. We're gonna start off with an active warm-up, then we're gonna do more of a lift-specific warm-up, and then we're gonna get into our workout. All right, guys, so we finished quick active warm-up, really just getting some blood flow, working through different ranges of motion. Now what we're gonna do is just work on some change of direction stuff. We're gonna start with just a few reps of just getting ready to go and touching the line. So the goal here on the drills that we're gonna be doing today is just getting used to your body moving away from the line, right? If you're doing something like training for the combine, anticipating getting out of the line is one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen a lot of fast guys make, and that makes them do a poor job on like the pro agility and stuff, because they're running so fast into the line. They wait till the last second to break down. They don't anticipate the line, they stop, and they have to come out. So the drills that we're gonna do today are more just prepping yourself, body position, where are you at when you touch the line, to be ready to get away from the line. So what I mean by that is this first drill, we're just gonna start at the top, shuffle across, touch the line, make sure that our body's ready to get away from the line. Because obviously if we're running, we're gonna be coming out here. But on this drill, you're just prepping your body to touch and get away from the line. So we're gonna do 10 touches, rest for a minute, and then we'll do another 10, and then we'll go into our next drill. All right, guys, the next one's gonna be somewhat similar. So we're gonna start in a shuffle, in an athletic shuffle. So if I had a bunch of athletes, I'd have them go on my go, and the goal is to move fast, and then get to the line, pause at the line, be ready to get away from the line, all right? So we'll start right here. Go, shuffle, pause, evaluate your body position, go. Pause, make sure you're ready to get away. Go, pause, go, pause, just like that. Just to give you an example of what it looks like when we're coming into the line, what it should look like versus what it shouldn't look like. So you'll be coming into the line. Everything we do today, we want our body position to be right here, as opposed to when we get to the line, we're still coming into the line here, touching, and then having to transfer our weight back this direction to get out and cross out, all right? It really applies more to running. Shuffling, it wouldn't be bad just to be centered up, because you can kind of go either way. So the first shuffle drill is more just about body awareness, all right? Just so we can come into the line slower and be aware of where your body is. And then where it's really gonna apply is the running drills when we get into the line. Because when you're running, you don't wanna be here when we touch, because you won't be fast out of the line. It's gonna take you forever to transition back and run away from the line. So typically do 6 touches, rest for 30 seconds, then get back ready, 6 touches again. We'll do three total reps before we move on to our next movement. All right, next drill is gonna be the same concept, but we're gonna be just side running into the line this time. So you'll start on the go, side run, and then get set up. When you get to this portion again, you wanna be away from the line, ready to, on the go, you're gonna pull with this leg, pull, push out, come across, and then be set up for that next line. So it'll look like this. Go, 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 go. We'll typically do 6 touches on this one. Well, that's what we're gonna do today, and we'll do 3 rounds. All right, guys, last one we're gonna do today, the athlete will just stay in their position. They'll start, and then we're gonna do just down and back 3 times. So we'll come, they'll touch the line this time, touch, touch. You're gonna finish here, and then we'll say, make them finish in a nice position right here. Legs will be on fire, say recover, and then they'll rest. We're gonna do just 3 total sets of that today, so not a ton. So a lot of the stuff, I mean, because we've been on camera, we're already like 15 minutes into today's workout, so we try to minimize the amount of work we do, but there's enough that, again, you're getting some work. If you never do this, I like this program because it forces you to get a little bit of work in, so you don't get injured if you want to go out and just have fun with your buddies playing a sport or something. All right, guys, that finishes up that portion of the workout. We're obviously already really warmed up, but before we go, we're just gonna do 2 rounds of, I'm calling it a lift specific warm up, but it's really not specific to the lift. Technically, it's more just like stuff that I want to get in during the week. That's more prehab work. So the first thing we're gonna do is just 5 each leg, reverse lunge and reach. Right here, just open up our hips a little bit and sink deep in this hip. Then we're gonna do some bulldogs, straight up to the side, really push here, 10 reps. Then we're gonna be doing just a groin movement right here. So we'll slide out and then back in like that. Just 10 of those. So we're gonna go 2 rounds, just work through it really quickly before we get going in our clean pulls today. All right, so today we're gonna start off just with some clean pulls. Typically we do a lot of our plyometrics in this program just after our active warm up when we're doing our speed works and stuff like that on different days. So unlike the power program where we typically will pair explosive movements with a plyometric, today we're just gonna focus on knocking these clean pulls out and then moving on to the next lift. So I'm not gonna go super heavy today. Clean pull is just gonna be, you're gonna set up in your clean stance, get in a good position. From here, we're just gonna get past the knee, explode up, pull high, and then reset from the bottom. So your goal here is to really make sure you're keeping that bar tight once you get past the knee and explode up. Almost like, think about doing a vertical jump. You want to explode up and get all the way extended. Once you're extended, you're going to pull that bar high and then you'll reset to the next position. But really focus on triple extension, that ankle, knee, hip, all getting extended, being super explosive, so it'll translate to athletics more. All right, so we just finished up those clean pulls. Now we're gonna get straight into the high volume work that we have programmed for today. So we're gonna be doing 3 sets of 15 box squats. I like to use a pretty low box on the box squat, try to break parallel. So we'll sit down. For me, we got the set up at about 14 inches. So 15 reps, and then we're gonna do 15 TKEs each leg. So if you've ever watched one of my videos, I do a lot of TKEs. I don't think you can do too many TKEs. So if there's downtime in the workout, I try to superset them with whatever leg day we're doing, you know? So I throw them into the warm-up, throw them into in between supersets, throw them into the end of workout sometimes. It's just a good movement to try to keep your knees healthy. So 15 reps, 15 each leg TKEs. We'll rest for 90 seconds and then be back up. And again, we have 3 sets of that today. All right, next thing we got, we're gonna be doing a pretty high volume set of walking lunges and then RDLs. So we're just gonna be going down the turf. We'll do 20 steps, so 20 total reps, 10 each leg. And then we're gonna drop the bar and do 20 RDLs. And then we'll rest for 60 seconds, and we're gonna do that 3 times today. All right, guys, we finished that one up. That was brutal. So the last thing we got today, we're gonna do a bit of a giant set. So we're gonna do a reverse hack squat, 20 reps. We're gonna go over to the leg extension, do an isodynamic leg extension. So we'll do an isometric hold for 10 seconds, 10 reps. We're gonna do the same thing with the lying hamstring curl. So we'll squeeze it for 10, hit 10 reps. And then the same thing with just a standing calf raise. So we'll squeeze it at the top for 10 and then hit 10 reps. That'll be the end of our giant set. We'll rest just 60 seconds. So we're just gonna blow it up. We're not going very heavy right now. 60 seconds, roll through that 3 times, try to get our heart rate up. Because again, we're not doing any conditioning at the end of today's workout because it is such high volume, and tomorrow's gonna be a really hard conditioning day. So this is how we're finishing it up. All right, guys, that wraps it up for today. Hope you enjoyed the workout. Obviously, I've broken quite the sweat. It's a good one. And like I said, there's no cardio today because we did such high volume. So tomorrow's gonna be an IWT, so it's interval weight training. We have a video that details what interval weight training is and kind of what you would expect to see if you did this program and did interval weight training. So we'll link that video right here. You can click that video if you wanna check that video out. Thanks for tuning in. Leave me a comment on what you want me to cover next, and I'll see you next week.